Good afternoon, everyone. Today's video, we will be doing a update on EURGBP. If you want to know and learn more what prompted me to get into EURGBP, please click on the previous video for more details. So we actually had EURGBP as one of our market movers for our weekly forecast analysis. There was structure being omitted for a short-term sell, and I will show you exactly what I did on how I got into the trade and how I got out of the trade on a top-down analysis. So first things first, we're in the hour chart. The first thing I did was I grabbed our trend line and I went from this high here and I grabbed this wick, went across this wick, and essentially the goal is to touch and go through as many wicks as possible without cutting through the body to add for a confluence as far as structure, as far as respecting a trend line. So with that being said, previous to the entry, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nearly 8 different touches respecting the trend line. This is indicating a very strong resistance on the hour chart. So in the previous video, we actually missed an opportunity around this region, wrong tool, around this region, but we were already profitable for the week, so we were resetting for the new week. We did not want to overtrade, so we waited and let this trade get away from us. But considering the analysis, we found an opportunity to scale in. And scaling in is when you are already in a trade and you can execute another trade on top of it to capitalize. So in this case, we didn't enter the trade, but we saw the trade. So we're scaling in on a optimal entry to still execute on the original move. And you can tell I took this down from, it's almost a 1 to 10. This was about a really tight stop loss. It was about 5 pips and it took it for about 40 pips or so. And also too, let's jump into more confirmation, more confluence of why we entered the trade. Also too, let's jump to the 4-hour chart of our reasoning. So on this side of the market, we had market trending upward. We had, there's a shift in structure, making a higher high, higher low, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, etc. But then we later see price tended to break a previous low here, or you could even count here, and there was a shift in market structure. So for me, that prompted us to be more in a downward market. So just for clarity, for everyone can understand and see, I'll draw a line here. I'll just make this a market structure shift so everyone can understand that market was now changing from an uptrend to a downtrend. So that was another reason why there. We also had some decent market structure being created here. We had this low, this lower high, this lower low, this lower high, prompting us for a potential lower low. And essentially, even taking and targeting this all the way down to the trend line on the larger time frame, which I will get to next. So then I went to the daily chart and I did see that we were hovering above the 50 EMA. I know long term we're looking at bullish market. We have the trend line here, respecting it 3 times, but we are going to count this as a counter trend line and price is retracing. So basically this is the move within the move, and we are anticipating price to either come down to the 50 EMA and respect this trend line of some sort. So for me, short term, I'm looking for a sell. So with that being said, let me jump down to the hour chart for some more clarity so you can kind of understand what I saw and why I actually got into the trade. So actually, I might need to jump to the 4-hour chart. So I'm going to draw the 4-hour chart and I'm going to look at structure. I'm looking at this swing high. Let me grab out my other tool here. And I'm pulling it from this swing high to this swing low. And as you can tell, this prompts that minus 27 area. That would be our overall take profit 1. and take profit 2 would be down here in confluence to the trend line. Considering with the way price is printing and how it's been printing, this is a very aggressive take profit, so we're going to be more conservative, and we were targeting this area around this 86,753 level. So also too, can't forget, we have to do the fib trick for confirmation to identify where price is if the move has been completed within the move. And we pulled our fibs from here to here, and it's kind of getting a little messy, but I promise we're going to clean this up here. So from here, we're drawing the fib trick, and we're going to highlight the minus 61.8 and the minus 27.2. And this is now our fib trick zone, confirming the completed move. We are going to delete the fibs here. And we also see that this price has come up to the zone already. We ended up missing this type of entry over here in this region due to number of trades already being executed and just having proper risk management, and are obviously already in profit. So what I did was I looked for an optimal entry, and as you can see, price is respecting this trend line. This would have been ideally our original entry, but we missed it. Price comes down aggressively, comes back up, and respects somewhere along the lines of like the Asian session. So I'm like, okay, this is looking really, really nice. And I am going to try to see what I can find to try to sneak into this trade with effective, healthy risk to reward. So with that being said, I drew my fibs to see where price was, and it looks like this would have been on the hour chart a nice take profit 1 based on the hour, and a nice take profit 2 based on the hour chart as well. So we needed to zoom into the 15-minute chart, and I needed to confirm a potentially, I was looking for maybe some type of another confirmation, and I was actually able to identify some in head and shoulders confirmation. We have the left shoulder here, we have the right shoulder, we have the head here, and we have the other shoulder here. So for me, that head and shoulders, which is signaling a short position. For those that don't know, I can go in more detail in another video. Leave a comment. I can definitely go over head and shoulders, double tops, double bottoms, wedges, things of that nature. So what I saw was I saw price aggressively spike up. Price came down. Price shot up, creating this now head, which now believes the left side is now the left shoulder, which this was the right shoulder. And in the previous video, this red square was actually my forecast analysis of what did I need to see in order to execute this trade. And so this prompted as a head and shoulders. So felt really confident at another confirmation to our sell bias. And I actually had to zoom in. I think I zoomed into the 5-minute. And let me reset and zoom over here. And so what I was doing was in the Asian session, I was looking for some price action. I was going to put a sell limit, and then I realized, you know what, I might just do a sell stop. But lucky enough, price actually showed me some price action of a bearish engulfing candle, and I was like, okay, this is the trade. Executed the trade right there. And as far as stop loss, there's a lot going on, but if you look very closely, there's the trend line here, there's the completed move fib trick here, and we have a head and shoulders. So for me, price cannot go beyond this right shoulder of the head and shoulders, otherwise it's going to be an invalid confirmation to the reason why I traded. So if that's wrong, the trade's wrong. So I put my stop loss there, very, very aggressive, very tight. For those, want to give some wiggle room, maybe it's another type of variation pair that has a larger spread. Maybe I would have put it just outside of the completed move of the fib trick. Or once again, I always kind of stick to that rule as well, outside of the Fibonacci retracement level that has been respected. So for me, it was about 5 pips or so. Executed the trade, and then I went to the 15-minute just to see some things. Didn't really see much. and then I jumped down to the, jumped up to the hour chart. And you can tell when I was executing this trade, this is the lower time frame Fibonacci. This is the previous low. This area got smashed, totally annihilated. Price collapsed. Hit the take profit one within that time zone. Hit take profit two, but the overall move that we were projecting ideally was his previous low, but we actually ended up putting our take profit to the minus 27 as we were leaving and moving away from our office and going to sleep actually. So I was like, you know what, let's just put our take profit there, and then we can reassess in the morning in the New York session. I ended up waking up and I noticed that my take profits were hit, and price had then retraced back up here almost perfectly. So right now, this was a successful trade. This is about 9%. There was no partials taken, and honestly, I mean, for those that may be in this trade, in this opportunity, you could very well take some partials here and here if you didn't sell already, and you could potentially let the trade run somewhere along this 86,587 to 86,600 level, give or take, if you want to get closer to that minus 61.8 for optimal risk to reward. So that's that setup. A great way to start the week. And we actually had one other pair that we were looking at. We actually ended up getting into this pair. It was GBPCHF, and let's jump right into that. So as you can tell on the hour chart, currently in profit, barely. This candle right here, there's a lot of price action. It was looking really, really good. But we do have some minor retracement on the hour. But when you're trading, expect drawdown before profitability. It's just the name of the game when you make trades. But let me see if I can just do a quick little analysis on this, as this trade is fairly new. On the hour chart, I believe I actually drew this trend line based on the 4-hour, and I sure did. So I was looking at structure. Price was in a downtrend, kind of choppy. Price decided to make a shift in structure, market structure. We are now creating a higher high and higher lows, extreme higher high. And then I'm using this swing to this swing as that major higher low, expecting price to make a higher high. So with that being said, I ended up drawing a trend line, respecting once, twice, 3 times, and then price then almost invalidated my trend line. Price came up, respected, and now we are in a bias for a long. So also too, identifying market structure. We also did our rules as far as using our fibs. I used this swing low to this swing high to understand where I was in the market. Price came down just to that 70.6 level, which is really a really good level. So very deep retracement. I do like it's better than the 88.6. It builds a little bit more momentum. There's a little bit of an indecision here, but price then accelerated upwards, came back down. It has a minor pullback. I think it's just right now there's some imbalance in the market. It's just filling that gap before price continues to uptrend. So then I also on the hour or 4-hour chart, you can draw your fibs here from this swing high to this swing low, and this identifies our fib trick, which is that area highlighted in yellow. And that was another confirmation for a completed move within the move. So that was my other second confirmation. And then I also did notice too here, for those that are trying to identify this, give me 1 second if I can put some clarity here. So if you look at this candle, there's some imbalance and inefficiency. There's a fair value gap. So let me delete this so you can see what I saw. I saw this void of inefficiency. So for me, that's a very strong confirmation. And this is where price is going to tend to respect, bounce off of, and it continues to the upside. So that was that bias there. I also did see some very vague inducement on this level here. There was price came down once, twice, 3 times, stop hunt, took some traders out, and then it accelerated to the upside with a very strong bullish engulfing candle previously to a doji indecision candle. So that gave me another confirmation of why this is a good setup. I didn't get in over here at this area, but just because you see a setup and you may miss that first initial signal doesn't mean you can't get into the trade if there's some type of variation of a pullback. So what I did was I actually, today, New York session, I noticed in the London session, we had this very bullish engulfing candle. Price came up. There is some inefficiency here and price came down. And let me delete some things here. So what I mean by that is on the hour chart, there is an inefficiency here up to here. Price comes back down to fill this void. And I actually looked for an entry somewhere along this trend line as well within that. And I saw price come down. Price then made a double bottom of some sort. So like from here to here, also with a doji indecision candle. I saw bullish engulfing, entered off of there, and my stop loss. This is a lot going on right here as well. Considering I saw price come to this low down here, I put my stops just outside of to this range to that 1.06993. You could just say like a 1.07, maybe it's about a pip or so. And I also, it's just outside of the completed zone, which is a highlighted yellow zone. And we already had our stop point of our inducement here. So those are a lot of confirmations of why I got into the trade. As far as my take profits, I'm taking my profits targeting this minus 27 level. You may ask, you know what? Why are you not targeting the minus 61.8, which is that's one of your rules? The reason being is because on the daily chart there is a key level, strong resistance at this 1.08218 level. If you want me to dive in deeper about key levels, I can definitely do a video on that. Just please leave a comment. So that's my reasoning for there. So let me jump back down, and I will be taking this price all the way to that 1.0062, and I will look to see, depending how the next handful of candles are in the hour chart or play out, I may actually start targeting this previous high, depending if this can reach this region before New York session. If it doesn't, I'll probably target this. If it's already somewhere around here, by the time New York session, I'll probably take this all the way up to the minus 27, giving that 1 to 5. If not, 1 to 3.5. But those are my 2 trades. If you're liking these videos, please don't forget to press the like button. It's very appreciative. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.